Hello, my wonderful creatures of the multiverse. Bear with me a moment. Why does this seem so loud? Part of the reason is my headset's dying. Again. Sorry, I'm grabbing a battery for when it does die. I ultimately do not notice. I swear, if I don't start the stream with at least some level of scuff, it's just not working. Also, I am looking for somebody to do a starting suit screen for me, so look out for that. Because, you know, I'm kind of getting tired of starting the streams and, you know, my brain lagged a lot. Today we are going to be doing I was looking down at my little recording area in Streamlabs, and I realized that the thing was not in time with my voice, and I'm just sitting there like, oh, that's scuffy. And I realized, no, it's telling me what my audio output is. So there's that. Or it could be because I turned up my volume, that's why. Oh well. Anyways, hello my wonderful creatures of the multiverse. Today we are going to be doing the Chapter 1 concept art for Twilight. Or as I like to call her, Standard Edgy Sonic OC number 386. I'm sure I gave her a different number before. She is a Standard Edgy Sonic OC. I'm not even denying that. Anyways, let's get to it. So for Chapter 1, it actually has a very different premise than a lot of the other chapters. It is an establishing chapter, definitely. I'm not going to really spoil what it is, but we definitely have to get to the point of what she would wear this chapter. Twilight is probably going to have a different outfit for a lot of the chapters. I stated on Blue Sky and on Twitter that she would have a different outfit for every chapter. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think she's just going to have a different in most of her casual attires, she'll have a different outfit. And for her non-casual attire, she will have her military attire. I'm just drawing a base model right now, just so we can stick this underneath a bunch of different outfits that I'm gonna try and design. We'll see which ones and which aspects I like. Most likely I'm going to be Frankensteining a outfit together. And then we're going to go from there. And then we're going to see what Twilight looks best in and captures the mood of the chapter. I've already done a big expose on Twilight, but if you guys have any questions about her, that I will try to answer to the best of my abilities. Don't ask why I'm doing this. I have no idea. I think this is funny as a concept idea. And there you go. There's my headset cutting out. Bear with me a moment, guys. I'm gonna change the battery in my headset really quick. Apparently, correction, let me grab 5 batteries, because apparently I like keeping dead batteries on my desk. I actually have a little area because I'm too lazy to try to get all the dead batteries together and tape them off at once. I ultimately just stick them in a case and just wait for my... I stick them all together in a box and just wait until it's full, and then I tape them off all at once. I'll have to find my electrical tape for that. I'm gonna lower the base's opacity up to 50, down to 50, and then we're gonna go from there. I'm gonna do 3 basic outfits that I wanted to do. Just so we can say we did them. And get the main designs out of the way. So design number 1 is actually why I have the little pull up of Twilight over to the side. It's the idea I've had since the beginning, but I want to make sure that I'm okay with how it looks before I commit to it. Which is Twilight's hoodie, pretty much just the rookie attire from Sonic, the girls' rookie attire from Sonic Forces. The problem I have with doing this is Twilight actually, despite being a little girl, is... I say little girl, she's a teenager. A part of her character is that she definitely looks older than what she is. How old she is... I don't remember if I stated how old she is in the main series. Or at least in the first arc. There will be a couple of time skips in the series. I know that for a fact. And despite everything, our girl still has to have her spiky bracelets. For the most part, no matter what outfit Twilight has on, she will have these bracelets. Not for any particular reason. Opinions on AI art. Oh boy. Thank you for bringing up that subject. Opinions on AI art. Oh boy. I personally do not like it. I think had they had gone about it a different way, it could have been something glorious. But because it's built on the bones of stolen art and no one really consented or asked for it, it's what could have been a tool to help artists ended up being a tool that's being used to replace artists, and I just can't get behind it. I can't get behind the fact that they stole art to teach these programs. I don't like the way it's being used, and I definitely think if you can support a real artist, there is just so much more soul behind art that is made by an actual human creator than there ever will be with AI art. The soullessness of the people using it has seeped into the AI images. I'm going to say for the record here too, I think I'm officially going to stop calling it AI art because it is not art. It's just an image. An image that's been stolen from somebody else. What are you for real? Wow. I think I'm I think I'm also incredibly salty because AI art became a contentious subject and became big just as I was entering into commissions. And I have noticed I personally have been affected by AI art. And this which sucks. I don't think I've ever been scraped by AI art. I don't think I'm talented enough. But at the same time, I'm realizing now that as much as I like this idea in my head, I'm not liking it in concept. Which is what this is for. I'm liking this part, but this part is really starting to clash, and I don't even have the colors down for it yet. Did I do that on the wrong layer? Yes, I did. That was a funny. Okay. Yay. What's the story? The story for this lovely character, or or the story I'm trying to tell with the outfit. So the story I'm working on with this character is really just a commentary of the... Have I been tilting sideways this entire time again? Sorry. The story I'm trying to tell with this character is more of a commentary of the behind the scenes of really what's been happening behind the scenes in both the comics and the main games of Sonic. It is a darker story, and it is probably one that will definitely come off as edgy and noted, but pretty much the side effects Sonic's actions have had on the people, the NPCs, the side characters, and the background characters of the world. The things he's missed, the things that he's just ignored. This character in particular will be the main focus. But through her, we'll see the how Sonic's actions have affected really just about everyone that is in the background. Yeah. I will say it is not going to paint Sonic in the last light. As much as I love the blue blur and I love playing the games, I just can't help but really when I read the comics and look at the games, I can't help but think Sonic's morality can be called into question when we don't really see the aftermath of what he's going through. Sounds very interesting. Thank you. I think it's a concept that we don't really see get touched on. In the IDW comics, we do see it a little bit with Surge, but even then, it kind of gets... I really hate to say it, but I think it really gets brushed underneath the rug. We're focusing on the main character stories. We're not focusing on how the characters are affecting the world. And I think that's actually a bit of a shame. She looks like a coyote now, but I'm not. I said it before and I'll say it again. Twilight is edgy Sonic OC number 286. I think I said 386 last time. Which I think makes her the perfect character to tell the story through. Whoa! Oh. Thank you for the follow. I hope I said that right. I did say that right. Benef. I don't pronounce names well. No. Because... Thank you for the follow. Sorry I jumped there. That sound effect is extremely loud in my ears. I don't want her standard outfit. But Now I need to finish my thought, and I don't know where my thought was leading. Because Twilight is a standard edgy Sonic OC, I think that's the main reason. She's a great person to tell this tale through. She's not stand out by Sonic OC standards. In fact, the story behind how she was created is literally just, I was trying to make my really overpowered Mary Sue from when I was in middle school. And Sonic Force's design just did not allow for it. And then Twilight just poof appeared. And I'm like, okay, let's work with this. I have literally just made her standard design. Just with her hat. But either way, that works in our favor because very standard. There is one more design element. Also, I will say, these rings, these earrings here, have to appear because they are actually a part of her backstory. Also, I love these little fluffy tufts when I do hair, which is why they're staying. What am I doing? I guess she doesn't wear the hat. Yes, I do consider hairstyles to be a part of an outfit. For the simple factor of hairstyles can tell as much about a character's design choice or how they choose to present themselves. There's the word I was looking for. As clothes can. I'm doing really rough designs simply because I really want to get the shape language before I actually commit to a design. I really like the look of this one. I do like the look of this, but I don't actually think I'm going to use this one simply because it does look a little... It will look a little out of place in the environment she's in for the first chapter. Especially beside another character I have in the works, Cameron, who is part of the reason why she's not wearing her boots in the first chapter. I don't think I actually plan on touching on it, but yeah, no. I wasn't sure if I was going to make more designs, but I think design number 2 is the one that's really calling to me. Let's put it down to number 50 and go for round 2. I'm gonna quickly go over to the other side and get standard Twilight out for this one, because that seems to be where I'm basing the outfits off of. And I'm gonna save up. Oh dear. We're having scuff. Yay for the scuff. You always gotta love the scuff. I didn't disconnect again, did I? I don't know. Oh. I apologize for the clinking of a spoon. I have my hot chocolate with me, so I'm gonna start drinking that. Despite the fact that I had... Coca-Cola. I will admit, I am such a child when it comes to hot chocolate. Despite the fact that 9 times out of 10, I'm either drinking tea or coffee, when I get hot chocolate, I go absolutely feral over it. I don't know what I'm doing. First things first, I am going to draw out Twilight's body. Now that I have bases, I'm gonna actually draw her in a pose she would actually be in. We do not talk about how I cannot draw hands on this channel. We do not talk about it. It does not matter how much I've tried to practice. I do try to practice hands when I'm off stream. I promise. I still can't do it. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. You need to remember her fingers end in points. Like, I always forget her fingers end in points. So it makes sense for her. There is an actual reason why her fingers end in points, too. Seriously? Seriously? Why are you like this? Girly Pop, please. Work with me. I know, I have really given you a terrible backstory. But please, work with me, I promise. I want to do you justice in this series. Oh yeah, her series is 3 arcs. The establishing arc, the main arc, and then what I like to call the aftermath. Where all the unanswered questions will be answered, hopefully. If no one decides to ask me any other questions than what I expect. I'm gonna state this for the record as well. When I say that this is a also, I want to point out, I do this with my own thumb as well, where I rest it on my hip, the end of my hip bone. So this is actually not an unrealistic pose. Despite it looking very unrealistic and very uncomfortable, it is actually something I do, which I have just given Twilight the joys of doing as well. I realize I've really buffed her out in this one. She is not that buff in the establishing series. I'm gonna do a couple different variations of her actually standing in the outfit. For the simple fact is of I really did make her way too I'm giving her third arc proportions. I think because I've been planning the main plot for the third arc. Because I'm impatient like that and I can't wait. I keep on giving her the third arc proportions when I need to remember to give her arc 1 proportions. Also, I've been rereading through DramaCon because that's the first comic I ever got manga I ever got introduced to. And I'm realizing I make the same expressions my characters make when I draw. It's not really an impressive thing, it's just something I've noticed I do. Which I think is hilariously funny. Poor girl. They don't bite. I need to trim in our hips. I'm just flipping in our hand like this. Simply because I cannot deal with it at this point. Again, I'm trying to give her proportions that are not hers yet. I must say, Twilight is very... Twilight is actually very young in the first arc. She's actually only 14. Which will make some of the imagery that I have to draw of her, and that is canonical to her behavior, very sus, I realize. But like I said, it is a commentary on how Sonic's behavior, and the behavior of the rest of the cast as well, for the most part, affects the lives of the background characters, or even just the side characters as well, because there would be a couple of side characters that do show up. I'm starting to wonder if her glasses will make her design way too cluttered. I actually need to drag up her lower body a bit. She has incredibly long legs. I think I actually need to shorten her legs a little bit. I always love drawing her legs very long, but she is a very short character. She's very short and she ends up being very stocky. Designing her glasses. Because once again, she has these big chunky glasses. Twilight doesn't need glasses, but there's a computer inside the lenses that allows her to gain information from anywhere that she needs it. Also, they make her appear less intimidating, which, as a pure black hedgehog with glowing red eyes, I'm sure helps her not stand out in the crowd. I mentioned these rings are a part of her backstory. They really are, but it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain myself without spoiling things, because it will appear. I do intend to talk about it. It does actually make her design look a little bit more cluttered, but that's also a part of the point. I can imagine this just unimpressed scowl. Also, yeah, if I didn't make it clear last time I was drawing this character, yeah, her eyes glow. More like they reflect light, for the most part. But they glow. I'm realizing I'm tilting around a lot because I made her earrings way too big. I always make the mistake of making her earrings way too big. And I'm just gonna stay for the record, no, these rings are not inhibitor rings. Do I want pants or do I want to put her in shorts? I think with the really standard shoes I'm giving her, I'm just gonna give her track pants. Something that's easy for her to move around in, but is also relatively modest. I also will point out that Twilight does actually comment on these, on her little wrist pieces. Somehow she still looks intimidating. Despite everything, she still kind of looks intimidating. Despite the fact that I'm trying to up her Q factor. I'm gonna up this to 25. I'm not entirely worried about this being super clean, because this is not a final anything. Then I am going to try to clean up the sketch a little bit. And when in doubt... This is going to be a comic, so I should be trying to simplify her design down as much as I can. You know... I'm realizing this ear point is like really, really pointy for a hedgehog. So let's just less pointify it. Let's make it a little bit more circular. I actually want to encourage people, try and guess what these rings on Twilight are for. I want to see how many people guess right. Also, once I'm done the concept sketches, I'm going to be doing a final sketch that I'll be posting to Twitter. I'm gonna actually put this concept up on my coffee account under lock and key, simply because, oh my goodness, my engagement ring is moving. It's driving me nuts. I'm actually gonna put this on my coffee account because even if I haven't been scraped, I just don't want to take the risk. because I know a couple of the artists I know who are not technically classified as skilled, quote unquote, have been scraped. So better safe than sorry. She does look adorable, though, somehow. I realize I haven't actually disclosed her personality at all. The best way I can describe Twilight is chaotic neutral with lawful good intentions. She wants to help everybody, but she very much has her own way of doing it. And Twilight will be the first person to tell you she does not do things because they are morally right. She does them because they need to be done. She understands a lot of what she does is wrong, but the fact of the matter is, if she doesn't do them, people are going to get hurt. I can't really say. I think that's why when I draw her, I always have such a nasty expression on her face. Like, everything considered. She's incredibly sweet, and she'd do anything to help you, but moment to moment, she is a menace. I think she's definitely one of those characters that, depending on the expression on her face, depends on whether or not you think she is cute and adorable or downright intimidating. Sorry about the quiet there, I was trying to focus. I will state for the record, Twilight's eyes are the hardest to capture of any of my characters. Ever. Eyes are the windows of the soul, and her soul is very unique. There we go. My throat's getting raw, so I'm gonna take a sip of my hot chocolate. How's everybody doing? How's everything going? I keep on forgetting to ask people when they come into the stream how they're doing. I feel so bad after the fact, but in the moment I'm just trying to get my thoughts out. trying to do something and my pen pressure is just going freaking haywire. And this message. Oh, I think I'm good for now. But yeah. I love Twilight. I'm gonna state, Twilight is definitely one of my favorite characters, but when the comic actually drops, I genuinely do not think she's going to be well liked. Despite everything, despite how much I love her and I love her story arc, she is definitely one of those characters where the way her personality is portrayed might actually irk more people than it impresses. Of course, I'm going to tend to the darker aspects of her story in a very as respectfully as I can, because there are some elements in her story that I do know are going to be a lot for people. And I'm going to state for the record, Twilight is definitely not a perfect victim. Twilight is the exact opposite of a perfect victim. And I don't intend to shy away from that. I don't intend to shy away from any of the aspects of her story, which may put people off. But this will be a dark story. It's trigger warnings where they apply. And if you don't want to listen to me ramble, I do suggest you step away now if you're a VOD watcher. If not, if you're just popping in. I hate to tell people that the characters in Sonic, the oldest of them is in their 20s, not including human characters. The oldest of Sonic's friends is Vector, and he is in his 20s. I don't remember how old Big is. I think he's supposed to be 15? I don't know. But Sonic himself is canonically, at his oldest, 16? And they're depicted fighting in wars. Amy is 12. Shadow is 50, but we might as well just say he's 3 or 4, because he effectively has only lived that long. Even Cream, even though Cream isn't in the story as much lately. Cream and Charmy are just 6. These are effectively, and again, we'll say trigger warning, child soldiers. Twilight is another one of them. and the things that happened to her because she was forced into a war when she was so young. I couldn't imagine the horror. I mean, I did technically imagine it, but I can't imagine the fear of being in that position, being so young, and being taught that the only way out is to fight or flight. And flight may get you unalived in the process. So you really only have one option. That ring looks like a giant Cheetos. It looks like a giant Cheeto. I'm leaving it. And anybody who says that at least most of the main Sonic casts are either in their teens or in their stages of early adulthood. Amy is 12 and Tails is 8. Yeah, no, you don't get that pass, unfortunately. As much as I would love to give it to you. There are certain dark themes in Sonic if you know where to look. The fact that Sonic is canonically homeless is also a thing. People seem to brush over the brush underneath the rug. I'm gonna go back to this and harp on this a little bit. I always designed Twilight to be the very stereotypical Mary Sue Sonic OC. But she actually starts off pretty powerless. I mean, you can tell there's something going on behind the scenes if you know where to look. And actually, if you're really observant, you'll actually be able to tell exactly what's behind the scenes. What's going on behind the curtain. No, she is not working for Eggman. I'm going to spoil that right now. In fact, I'm just going to straight up say it. She despises Eggman as much as she does just about anyone. That's a lie. She doesn't actually despise anybody. She's definitely uncomfortable by some of the Sonic characters. Of some of the Sonic characters, I should say. Proper English. But she doesn't hate anybody in the series. I will explain why her eyes are glowing the way they are in the military uniform in the story. Unfortunately, I think it's gonna wait till Arc 2, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody. Because it is actually a really interesting reveal. I'm not loving how cluttered her face looks, but don't worry, canonically she does ditch the glasses eventually. I do adore the fact that she looks like she's trying so hard to look cool and edgy, and she's just failing at it. Not loving how broad her shoulders look, but I suppose it helps if I connect her face. I also think the fact that she has such small eyes for such a... small eyes comparatively to such big irises gives her a little bit of extra intimidation factor. Sorry, I'm zooming in and out because I'm not sure if I like where the eyelid. just gonna quickly, you know, drop this. She looks like that one disapproving mom. You guys have no idea how entertaining I find that. This is where I break out the G-pen. There is one ability I am gonna make you guys privy to. It's an ability that she has simply because she has dark quills. That's the fact that if she is in a darkly lit area, she can just disappear into the background. With nothing visible but her eyes. And sometimes her muzzle, depending on how dark the lighting is. Let's just give our girl some... I know it doesn't look like it, but I did end up coloring the main eyes a different color than I did the glowing eyes, simply for just for readability purposes. Much as I don't want to do this, I am gonna lighten up her clothes a little bit so I can get some more readability out of them. Just for the concept sketch. We'll just say she's in a really brightly lit room. Oh, did I actually choose the same color of gray? That is the right color of gray, right? No. Of course it's not, because why would I select the right color of gray? I have the reference. I just realized something. I have the reference right here. No one accused me of being smart. I also just realized I meant to do this on a separate layer because I wanted to do multiple attempts at the palette. Whoops. Okay. I will state, I finally got to watch the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Sonic 3. Miss Senior and I actually went to go see it yesterday, and I was actually pleasantly surprised. It was definitely a love note to the Sonic fandom, especially the ones that fell in love with Sonic Adventure 2. Miss Senior was not impressed. In fact, she said it was a waste of money. Yes, I am technically snitching on my poor mother and sending her to the wrath of the internet. I do know this. I'm gonna start with the colors I'm not going to change, and I know I'm not going to change. See, This is a struggle with having a very dark paleted character. Making them readable. Like, I know she technically would be a lot more readable with the light. A part of her entire shtick is that she is kind of unreadable because of how dark her quills are. It's hard to see her expression, and her quills do not reflect light very well. Unfortunately, that gets me into the very irritating problem that her quills are so dark that I sometimes have trouble reading her expression myself. Okay, now that we have the colors we know we're gonna keep. Did I just... I'm gonna duplicate layer 3. Duplicate again. Lines. Colors. One criticism I do have for the Sonic movie is I think they should have toned down Robotnik a little bit. Both Robotniks, if they could. Why did it randomly deselect the colors? I'm never going to try to understand Clip Studio Paint. I'm going to do a couple of different color palettes simply because. It just makes more sense to get as many of them as it can. Again, why did you deselect? Stupid thing. Obviously, if I'm copying them together. Oh boy. Clip Studio Paint. You are delightful as always. Alright. Let's do round 2. I'm just gonna invert the sweatpants and the shirt. The gray shirt. With the faded blue. Faded blue. The gray. Her faded blue shirt will make a lot more sense. I promise. I have 2 more color choices I want to do, but I think I've already picked out which one, but I just want to see how these look. Oh, I hit the wrong color. It looks like I've drawn a bunch of characters from a boy band. From a distance, you can't tell, but... Oh my goodness. Girly pop. You look absolutely ridiculous. But in the best ways. I love her. Right, resets the display. And I'm actually going to take a second and save and talk to you guys, because I think that you guys are fun. Oh my goodness, my screen just glitched out in the worst possible way. But I found it so freaking funny. Sorry, I had to take a drink. Why is it every time I take a drink, it like shoots my head back so far? I will never understand. I'm probably gonna do some expressions for Twilight that I need for the first chapter for reference. And then I'm actually gonna do the front and side views for her. I know I should have done them before I do the expressions, but I don't care. I do what I want when I want to do it. Why did I turn into Eric Cartman there for a second? Anyways. Of course, I can't be a normal person and just do them from facing. The truth of the matter is, Twilight rarely ever is going to face the camera. So doing them front facing is kind of a detriment. Oh, that's why it looks so funny. Edgy, welcome in. Hi, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Oh, I'm doing great. I'm drawing OCs and I'm making stories for them, so it's a great day. A little tired from the week, but just to be expected. Glad to hear you're doing good. I'm realizing why this doesn't look as intimidating as it usually does in my headcanon. That's because you can see where her eyes are. The truth of the matter is, the most times when she makes this expression, you can't tell because her eyes start to glow. You can just vaguely tell where her pupils are. Yeah, I finally got my little... I caved and got a V-Roid Studio model. Until I could get my 2D model rigged. Yeah, probably next year. I'm working on some other stuff too. I'm very happy with this one. Although I couldn't make the vest, I'm very unhappy. But I don't have to wear uniforms now, so yeah. Yee! Lego, Lego, Lego. Yeah, this is an OC. This is Twilight. I'm just doing some concept art for the comic I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing a fan comic of her and her adventures very soon. Chapter 1 is already written. I just have to script it and then draw it. I don't think it's entirely a good thing that I can freehand this expression. What am I about to do? I always love it when my super dark Sonic seed. This girly pop can switch from being cute and adorable to intimidating on a dime. Welcome in, Black. Thank you for the lurk. I've been rambling on about my OC for a few minutes now. Kirby, what's new and exciting in your world? And if Black you want to share too, feel free, even though you're lurking. She's supposed to look enraged in the picture, and she does not. She just looks very disappointed. She looks like a very disappointed mom. He's been busy with job and taking care of. He's taking care of Biscuit? Aw. How is Biscuit doing? Aside from being mischievous. Why is this turning out better than I expected? These concept pieces. We did a couple of Angie Twilight. Let's do one where she's not so Angie. Biscuit Stitch almost threw my computer on the floor a few months ago. Oh my goodness. Aw, demanding attention. Aw. Well, hopefully her computer's okay. Just got home from work, so it makes sense. Aw. Well, spend some time with the Biscuit and give Biscuit some snuggles from me. You will. Thank you. You know you put your OCs through the... I'm sorry, an abrupt change of subject. You know you put your OCs through the ringer when the concept of them having a peaceful sleep is foreign to you. I will do a genuine... Eventually I will do a genuine picture of Twilight taking a snooze, but I'm leaving this derpy picture. I don't... Chapter 1 and I'm calling it 1.5 even though it's Chapter 2. I don't think she sleeps. I will not actually have to think of a concept of how she actually sleeps until Chapter 3 or 4? Minor spoilers. If she does. Yeah. There is a Victor Dragon mod. I need a mod bonk. Cheap beavers on streambo.com. Remove the space. Yay. I need a mod bonk from that one. Project Dragonette. There we go. No, I got it open. Yeah, I've started not even giving the warning to those guys. I just automatically ban them now. I get too many of them. Which is really, really sad to say, because some of the times I see them and then it's a... like, the real people I have joined in are like so sweet and so kind and just genuinely want to get to know me. Me being a dork notwithstanding. And then I get these guys. It's like, get out so I can meet the nice people. Also, on the topic of nice people, I do actually enjoy drawing Twilight smiling, despite the fact that it is a very rare expression from her. Because she looks absolutely freaking adorable, because she kind of goes cross-eyed when she's actually looking at someone. And her pupils go absolutely wide. Look at the adorable bead. You can always tell when anybody who actually gets the chance to read the comic, again, if you're not okay with mature subject matter and like very dark subject matter, do not read this comic, because that is what's going to be in it. But anybody who does, I want everybody to look for the moments where Twilight is genuinely smiling at people. This is one of those things that is really obvious and really freaking adorable. Muskedaddle. Alright, Kirby, have a great night. Thank you for joining. It was a pleasure to have you. Thank you for the bonk army. Be honest, Twilight looks absolutely precious. Look at me. She doesn't even look like the same character when she's smiling. Also, duly noted, not genuinely smiling in this picture. There is also another really cute trait about Twilight when she's genuinely showing emotion that I really think if people are going to love this character for anything, they're going to love her for this trait. I'm not going to spoil what it is because she doesn't do it for the first arc. It's actually not introduced until the second arc. But I want people to guess what it is, too. Okay, seriously, the concept of her laughing and smiling is so cute. I mean, it makes her proportions look so much softer and rounder. So it makes her look her age. So that's probably a big portion of it. But look at her, she's adorable. As much as I put this character through the ringer, she is one of my babies. Which is why I love her. Look at her. She's so cute. She's so cute and fluffy. Fun fact, these are all expressions, probably not in this exact camera angles, but they will all appear in Comic 1, so you are getting some mild spoilers. Shift them to the side. And then we will do the final touch-ups on Twilight's character. Now I am going to use the symmetry ruler for this one. And I'm going to do this actually on a separate layer. Rename these. I need for Twilight's actual proportions to be here. Remember that Twilight has stockier legs. And shorter limbs. There we go. I will say, every time I draw Twilight, her nose placement changes a little bit each time. And I also hate drawing this part of Twilight, but I need to, or else I lose reference of where her body's supposed to be. Every time. Yeah. The main reason why I hate drawing it so much is because of Twilight's age. Like, I designed this character, and I designed her specifically to be the standard Mary Sue Sonic OC. I really did. I also hate that term, Mary Sue. Like, I understand the cultural significance of it, and I do agree that there are a lot of characters whose traits classify. But it seems like such a hateful way to say it. Like, I've also noticed that a lot of the people who call these characters Mary Sue's are people that don't have characters themselves. And even if it's not, it does make it seem like their quote-unquote criticism is based in jealousy, that they do not have these characters. mean, if that's the truth, just, you can pay people to help you make characters. Like, guys, don't put other people down because you are down yourself. It doesn't end well for anybody. Also, don't make fun of somebody because they're doing something that makes them happy. If it's dangerous and it's a risk to other people or themselves, get authorities involved. But other than that, leave people alone. Yes, Twilight's tail is visible. This is also me trying to learn how to draw my character consistently through every duration. Because I struggle with consistency, and 2025's goal of the year is going to be me trying to consistently make my characters. Also, do not at me. Yes, I realize I have already stated this as a child. Do not at me. This is just the anatomy. I feel... I'm sure I don't have to say that every time, but for the weird people back, I don't actually like hurting this character, and I personally don't like the positions that I have put her in there. But the reason why I have put her in these positions, as I've stated before, is this is a commentary of what the war between Sonic and Eggman has been doing to the side characters. The personal hells they have been put through, for lack of a better terms. So it makes sense I make a character that unfortunately can be put through the ringer. I will actually explain why Twilight seems to be more developed than a 14-year-old should be. She has a hormonal imbalance. It's as simple as that. Okay then. Why? Because I just straight up called out my character for looking older than she's supposed to? I mean, it's just a part of the character, unfortunately. It's a part of the reason why, again, there's parts of this character that people are not going to like, and one of them is the fact, I'm not going to straight up say it, she's very temperamental. Her hormones do actually have a part to play in that, but it's not entirely why. She's a very inky girl. She's very angsty. She goes into her teen years swinging, let's just say that. Wow. I think this is the first full concept I've ever done, where I've done expressions and colors and palettes, and I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself, and I'm also very sore, so I know I did a good job. take another sip of my hot chocolate. I said sip. Instead, I just decided to chug the entire thing. By the way, the best investment I've ever made for my desk, I have a little cup warmer on the side of my desk, and it means my drinks never get cold anymore. Well, never's a big word, but they rarely ever get cold. Delete ruler. Look at my girl. Look at her. I will say, this is my favorite picture of her. This is my favorite picture of her that I've ever drawn, and it's one of the only 3 that I've ever drawn her happy. This character is... I have actually plotted out a lot of the times. I don't end up sticking with them because they don't fit the narrative at the time and the seriousness of what they're talking about, but I do actually have different storylines where she is very happy and very giggly and very... but I never get a chance to draw them before I decide they're not what I want for the series, so it's very sad. But this makes me very happy. How many of us are there? There are 2 of us. Do we want to raid tonight or do we not? I know I said if I finished I would do a sketch, but my hand is cramping. I am not doing that. Let us see who is raidable. You think not sketch, or you think not raid? Okay. Let's see. No, it's raid. Yeah. Black, is your personal job when we get off stream to yell at me to actually at the people who I raid so I can give them some love off stream. Okay, who is live? Who is live? Hot Cocoa Games is playing Yakuza 4. Doughboy and Son is playing Fortnite. I have them on my raid list and I have yet to raid them. I do feel bad, but at the same time, Kiku Dioza, or Dioza. Sorry. I apologize to the raccoon for this. She is playing Me-Side. Plotter is playing Kingdom Hearts. Boris Yurid is playing Okami HD. The Guy That Just is playing Left 4 Dead 2. Zomi is playing League of Letters. I can't speak today. League of Legends. What do we want to see? Who do we want to raid out to? Doody doo doo doody doo doody doody doo doody doo doo. The third one, Kikyu Daioza, playing me side. I have not read it out to them in a long while, so this will be fun. Alrighty. You know all the YouTuber things. If you like what I do, make sure to follow me here on Twitch. You can also follow me on the former Bird app if you want to. All my links are in my socials. You can follow me on Blue Sky. I would love it if you follow me on Blue Sky. And if you like the art you see, I do actually do commissions. They look much better than what I do when I do my sketches. I promise that. And with that, also look out for the speed paint. I am doing a character retrospective of one Monkey Khan from the Sonic Archie comics. I swear I did not intend for all of my freaking content to be Sonic related. I hit the start read button and it didn't go. Anyways, share the love. And take care of my wonderful creatures of the multiverse. And keep working hard, my researchers. I will see you tomorrow. We design Twilight's big brother, Cameron. Night-night.